The Na'vi culture that's being introduced to the world of Pandora in Avatar, Fire and Ash is completely different from anything we've seen in the franchise so far. We're getting something considerably darker after the Omatikaya and Metkayina were introduced in Avatar and Avatar, The Way of Water respectively. Given the massive size of the Avatar franchise, Fire and Ash has a real shot at becoming the highest-grossing film of 2025. This new side of Pandora that features a shockingly darker tone and a different color scheme is going to provide some incredible visual flavor to the brand. The conflict between the Na'vi and the humans has been James Cameron's main focus in the first two Avatar films. But with this new movie, he's looking to explore this from a completely different angle. Avatar 3's antagonist promises a unique conflict between the film's many complex characters, which should make for one hell of an exciting cinematic experience. The Ash people's appearance in Avatar, Fire and Ash. The Mangkwan clan's love for flames. Avatar, Fire and Ash is going to introduce us to the Ash people, also known as the Mangkwan clan. They've adopted this really unusual way of life on Pandora that's mostly cut off from nature and creation, even though they're still distinctly Na'vi. And because of this, some of them actually look different now. Their skin is still that recognizable blue, but it has this grayer sheen compared to the Na'vi who live in forests or by the sea in the first two movies. But what really stands out is how these new characters have dressed themselves in distinctive clothing, including this vivid red war paint. This design really reflects their brutal, survivalist culture. The characters also have this slimmer appearance, and combined with their design, it really highlights just how different they are. They're basically an outcast clan that has turned away from the light of Iwa. You can see this reflected in their culture too, with some clan members wearing these odd outfits, including what look like ceremonial sacks worn over their heads. The Ash people's leader, Varang. Oona Chaplin takes on the new villain. The Ash people, the Mangkwan clan, in Avatar, Fire and Ash are led by Varang, and Oona Chaplin is going to be portraying this new villain. Varang is already being shown as this violent and resentful Na'vi who openly criticizes Iwa and takes pleasure in fighting. Her terrifying design looks like it's going to create an incredible challenge for the movie's protagonist to overcome. Now, Varang is going to be a complex antagonist, but her motivations are actually going to make sense. Earlier this year, Cameron talked about Varang with Empire, highlighting how she's different from the characters in the previous movies. Varang is in charge of a group of people who have endured extreme adversity. She will go to any lengths for them, even if it means doing something that we would view as horrible. Cameron wants to explore other moral perspectives rather than stick to the mostly black and white relationship between humanity and the Na'vi. Even though Varang's goals conflict with those of the movie's heroes, she and her people aren't evil. Her actions are always motivated by a higher purpose. Why Quaritch is working with the Fire Na'vi. The first two movies' antagonist needs allies. Now, there's a chance that Quaritch and Spider might reunite in the upcoming movie, but the villain's journey is going to be way more complex than that. Quaritch is honestly one of the most interesting villains in the Avatar series. He sided with the Mangkwan clan after cutting ties with the RDA and likely continuing to be at odds with Jake Sully. In the Fire and Ash trailer, we actually see Quaritch approaching to surrender himself to the Ash people before getting covered in their war paint. It really looks like Quaritch has set out with the intention of joining them. Even though Quaritch still hates Jake Sully, the RDA is probably going to cast him aside because of his failed mission in the Way of Water. He's going to need new allies, even if he'll probably still fight alongside some of the recombinant Marines. Whatever conflict develops between Varang and Jake Sully is going to work in Quaritch's favor. Can the Ash people control fire in Avatar 3? The extent of their powers remains to be seen. It's still unclear exactly how much power the Na'vi have, but the trailer for Fire and Ash shows one of them using his hand to control fire. Now, the Na'vi have adapted to their environments, but they're not magical beings. Just like how the Omatikaya are way better at navigating through forests, and the Metkayina can breathe much longer underwater. What's more likely is that the Ash people have developed thicker, more heat-resistant skin and have figured out ways to better control fire using things like oils and other substances. They use fire as a weapon all the time on arrows and stuff like that, and it plays a huge role in their culture. It's crucial that they can wield it effectively since it's a destructive force that fits perfectly with their disconnected mindset. There's definitely going to be more information about the Ash people as we get closer to Avatar, Fire and Ash. Their impact might even extend beyond this movie into Avatar 4 and 5. These characters are some of the most significant new additions to the world of Pandora in the film, so it's really important to understand their people. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more.